He also answers tough questions about invasion of privacy and hate crimes. Good evening, I'm Shelley Kirk.
Hello, I'm Brad Bird. New at 10 tonight, U.S. Attorney Susan Brooks and FBI Special Agent Tom Fuentes meet with local Muslims, part of an outreach event in Evansville. News 25's Jessica Dolan is live at the Islamic Center in Evansville with reaction tonight. Jessica?
Brad, U.S. Attorney Susan Brooks says the crowd here in Evansville tonight was as large as a similar outreach group held in Indianapolis. And she says that's pretty good considering Evansville's Muslim community is much smaller than in Indianapolis. The 50 or so people who packed into this mosque tonight wanted to talk about three specific things. First of all, they wanted to talk about the people who were detained post 9/11 from Evansville. They also wanted to talk about the Patriot Act and finally, hate crimes. Tarek al-Basti emerges from the Evansville Islamic Center with his head held high after the FBI apologized for the way he and 8 other Egyptian men were detained after September 11th.
Just I hope everybody knows that government, FBI apologized to us for, and you know how painful it was.
We're very, very grateful for the people from the federal government who appeared today and did the right thing.
That apology was that they had to endure what happened and that they had been put through that. I did not apologize for the fact that the detentions had occurred, because at the time it was based on information that required it, frankly.
Other Muslims also questioned the federal government's Patriot Act, which allows the FBI to tap phones and use other surveillance more readily. U.S. Attorney Susan Brooks assured these folks those devices have not been used by the FBI here recently.
We have to have a sufficient reason, sufficient probable cause to explain to a judge why we need to take that extra measure and infringe on individuals' liberties.
Brooks also made it very clear hate crimes will not be tolerated against the Islamic community. Manal Zaini told Brooks just today a clerk at a major discount store refused to wait on her.
She said, "Ma'am, would you go to the other line?" And that was like my turn. And I said, "Why?" She said, "She just doesn't want to deal with me." I said, "Why?" She said, "Because I don't like you."
If they suffer any discrimination or any hate crimes or backlash from the rest of the community, that we will prosecute and pursue and investigate those types of crimes.
Brooks says the Justice Department is holding outreach meetings like this all over the country to keep the lines of communication open with the Muslim community. Tonight, the Vanderbilt County Sheriff's Department, the Evansville Police Department, and Special Prosecuting Attorney Stan Levko were also invited to hear these concerns and answer questions. Reporting live in Evansville, Jessica Donlan, News 25.
You know, it's amazing what you said, especially about the one woman that you interviewed there, that type of incident is still happening right here in Evansville.
It's still happening, and she says, you know, more than 90% of the people she encounters here couldn't be nicer, but there are those few people who still treat her in that manner.
All right, Jessica Donlan. Thanks a lot, Jessica.
New at 10.
John Hostetler attended a town hall meeting of Egyptian descent were taken from Evansville to Chicago, where they were detained and questioned for several days. Well, tonight, the FBI apologized for what happened. Ben Jackie reports from the Evansville Islamic Center.
To tell you the truth, I was really upset. I was really upset.
An understatement for what Manal Zaini says she encountered at a local store.
She doesn't want to serve me. She said, "Ma'am, would you go to the other line?" And that was like my turn. And I said, "Why?" She said, "She just doesn't want to deal with me." I said, "Why?" She said, "Because I don't like you."
Events like these remind tri-state Muslims of the persecution by residents they've seen since 9/11 and what they say has been unfair treatment by law enforcement. The emotional scars of the 8 Muslim men detained by the FBI are still felt in the community, but an evening meeting helped heal some of those wounds.
The individuals were detained for a week, and I apologized for every minute of the fact that they had to be and went through that process of being detained.
I feel good, and it was just great just to hear, you know, somebody from the government just apologizing. I mean, that was all really we were asking for.
Representatives from the FBI, TSA, and the U.S. Attorney's Office say they don't apologize for doing their job. However, they hope new procedures will help improve relations with the Islamic community.
I think a lot has been accomplished. It's a very, very good step. I'm very happy they came here.
We hope and we saw that their intentions are good and that they're doing their very best to try and keep astride of a very difficult situation.
Some local Muslims say they understand the need for security, but wonder if their rights aren't being taken away to preserve it. But the feds told the Islamic community they too will be treated the same as all other Americans. In Evansville, Ben Jackie, Newswatch 14 WFIE.
And Ben says there were some concerns at the meeting tonight that local phone lines are being tapped. Well, the FBI official flatly denied that, saying no one in the local Islamic community is under any secret surveillance.
With a big weather story.